On this week's episode of Bropostles, I try to coach a guy on how to steal a woman away from another man. We give some advice on whether or not someone should skip a wedding for a cat. And what was the second one? Oh, yeah. We talk about how to start a young adult group again. All this and more on this week's episode of Bropostles. When you type, it sounds like I went on YouTube and was like typing sound effect. It sounds exact. It's the exact same cadence.
Like this?
Yes, that's the spot. Like that. That sounds like typing, but it sounds too much like typing. Does that make sense?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just my fingers, man. They've always sounded like that.
Welcome to Bropostles.
Welcome to Bropostles, the only Catholic comedy podcast where for people who take their faith seriously but not themselves. We also take comedy seriously. I feel like a lot of people don't. They say they're a funny Catholic. I would talk to a gentleman this week who said, I'm starting a podcast. And no shade to this guy. He's lovely, and I'm sure the show is going to be very successful. And if he listens to this, I'm sorry. But he said, I want to start a podcast that is a combination of modern wisdom, Pints with Aquinas, and Diary of a CEO. And externally, I was like, nice. But internally, I was like, I'm never going to listen to a single episode of that podcast. Because it sounds miserable.
It's only there's something burning in here.
Do you want to step away?
No, it smells like dust. It smells like dust burning from the lights. So I'm gonna hope it's that.
You go turn the lights off, man. See if it makes a difference.
Anyway, sorry, your friend wants to create a Chimera podcast.
I'm frustrated at the absolute state of Catholic podcasting because despite years, I think my whole new crusade is going to be there's no funny, and we got to bring back the funny. I'm Correct. Tired of it. Of everybody is a woke scold or a racist or yeah. Or they're just like oh, I just like to go to mass and I like to go home and I like to read Fulton Sheen biographies. It's like is that it? There has to be more.
You have your focus normies,
mm-hmm.
your Obama era Catholics, and people who say, I want to kill my enemies, and I've decided that you are an enemy, unrelated to the killing thing. And that's all that there is. Brendan Fraser Crane was wrong. Those are the three factions that exist. Everyone fits into one of those three categories. We are focus normies. All right, there goes Ethan. Oh, he's back.
I'm back. Brendan Fraser Crane is never wrong. We got to talk about some important things that have happened this week before we get into the questions.
Really? Usually I'm the one who wants to stall getting into the questions. This is quite interesting.
Generals gathered in their masses.
Just like witches at black masses.
Evil minds that plot destruction.
I don't know, something gain of function.
Sorcerer of Death's construction. In the fields, the bodies burning as the war machine keeps turning death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh, Lord, yeah. What's the point of this song? Ozzy Osbourne died, and everybody is debating whether or not he was Christian. There's such a funny thing that Catholics do. Anytime someone dies, they're like, how much can I come out in favor of this guy?
How much can I canonize this person?
Yeah,
can I canonize him? Can we canonize him?
And now with the power of AI, you put Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan in heaven with
Freddie Mercury
and Albert Einstein. It gets all crazy. It's all weird.
I saw that photo of someone with Ozzy Osbourne going to see Freddie Mercury and Albert Einstein in heaven, and like, oh, I'm in heaven. Oh no, Freddie Mercury. Oh no, it means something different. This is the bad place.
Yeah.
He died of AIDS, right?
I don't know what that is. But I feel bad for Ozzy Osbourne, Oswald Osbourne, as I like to call him. May he rest in peace. The
only Oswald I know is a big blue octopus.
Mm-hmm. All right. Do you think there's like a little corner of heaven that just has like bats for him to munch on when he's a little hungry?
I had not heard about that until recently when Ozzy Osbourne died, where he bit a bat thinking it was a rubber bat on stage. and it
Yeah,
was actually
it
a
was
live bat.
real. It was crazy. And then Hulk Hogan dies. So do you think it's connected to the Epstein list? Do you think these guys are just getting out while the getting's good?
No, I listen. I think Hulk Hogan has been caught in sexually compromising positions enough. Okay, that's
Hulk Hogan was not surprising at all. Someone I work with was like, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe he's dead." I was like, "You can't? He does more steroids than an entire MLB team,
yeah,
and he's 71. At a certain point, there's muscle mass that you're not meant to gain. You're
yeah.
meant to start to weaken and become a crippled
He
old man."
was huge
Yeah.
forever. Like he was a big, large fella. Anyway, was that all you wanted to say about the death of?
I'm just sad about Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan, and I just anticipate lots more minor celebrity deaths as
Yeah,
long as the Epstein list is still kind of out there. I think people are still just going to kind of slowly drop off so that they don't go to jail
that's
for
funny.
the rest of their lives.
That's not what I think of when I hear a celebrity death. I just think, oh, they're look.
Really? That's all I think about when I hear
They
of a
were
celebrity.
making Ozzy. I'm surprised Ozzy Osbourne made it this long. They were making jokes about how he was losing his mind on Hannah Montana. All right, that's how I first learned who Ozzy Osbourne was Jackson Stewart going Sharon, and I was like, I don't understand that, and my dad had to explain to me who Ozzy Osbourne was and what
Yeah.
coke is.
Do you think Rico was on the plane?
Do you think Rico's on the list? Well, Rico was
no.
a child,
Hold on. Let me be clear.
That's a little.
Let me be clear.
Not Essa.
Do you think? I think Rico went. I think you could make a very funny episode, a B plot of Hannah Montana, where Rico follows a bunch of girls because he likes them and wants to flirt with them, but ends up on Epstein's island.
That's not a Hannah Montana episode. That's a Family Guy episode.
It's a different type of show.
That's a different show.
Yeah. Anyway,
but you're right. No one is making jokes about Epstein's Island on Catholic podcasts, and I think that's a darn shame.
Well, because they're afraid. They're afraid that the Catholic Gestapo, aka people who read the Pillar, are going to come after them. And I'm not scared of you anymore. You guys with your proper pronunciation, your capitalization, your tweets, you don't scare me. You're not going to get me. I've created a wall.
You've rebranded. What are you gonna? You're gonna be mean to a baby?
You mean to a baby? You don't even know my last name. You don't know where I live.
I'm the freaking Lizard King. I think yes, the scolds, you just have to let it roll off your back, and at a certain point you have to just you have to let the criticism be the criticism, and people are going to navel gaze and they're going to talk about Catholic influencers. You just be like, all right, yeah, it's fine. I'm just going to post. I'm going to make jokes, and you guys can be sad, or you can join in the fun. I want you to have fun with us.
Let's all have fun.
I want you to have a beer with me.
Let's have a beer. Let's everybody sit back, relax, and enjoy the next
or a twisted tea.
40 to 45 minutes of
content
of slop. Welcome to the trough.
Welcome to the trough. I hope you're having a great drive.
We should have named the podcast The Trough, and it should have been the only Catholic slop podcast.
The only Catholic slopcast.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be a funny podcast idea.
We answer questions from people. We also comment on current and modern day issues, just like we did just now. So if you've got a story that you want us to talk about, or you have a question from your own personal life, you can send an email to ethan@bropostles.com, and we will answer your question or talk about your story live on the show. Patrick, go ahead.
My dearest Ethan and Patrick, I'm very interested in a girl I know at the university I go to. I would 100% ask her out, but she has a boyfriend back home. I'm mostly unaware of the status of their relationship. What is permissible? In the movies, the boyfriend is a jerk, which makes it okay for the guy to steal the girl, like Knox and Chris, Dead Poet Society, etc. I'm pretty sure the kid in Dead Poet Society dies, so I don't want to know if you want to.
No,
Jim and Pam.
Good person to model.
But knowing her, I doubt she's dating a jerk. I haven't heard both sides yet, or I have heard both sides. Don't mess with someone else's girl, and she ain't married yet. She can do what she wants. Am I allowed to win her over, or must I bide my time? Anonymous listener. What do you think, Ethan?
I think it's so funny to be like, the girl that I like is so beautiful and precious that she would never date a jerk. She would have to. We've reached levels of simping
You must be beautiful.
heretofore have never been achieved. It's like, oh, she's so wonderful. Whatever she does is probably right.
Aw, it's so sweet.
It's so
Yeah,
cute,
you know
man.
better than her. Go plant a smooch right on her face. Don't even
I
ask.
wasn't gonna say that. I think
Open the T app. All right. Start a profile for yourself. Start talking about how lovely you are, and then make a profile for the boyfriend, and
that is
talk about
true.
how he secretly has a cockfighting ring, and he was on the plane on Epstein's Island, and
Hmm.
then you're good. The T app confuses me. Can anyone
Can you
edit
explain
anyone
briefly for people who aren't on Twitter
on
today,
Twitter
Thursday, July
24/7?
24th?
The T
What?
app is
Yeah.
someone made an app for women to rate boyfriends so that you can find red flags. But since it's named after the slang word for gossip, I imagine it's not exactly the most well intentioned, good faith place. But I don't. Are you okay?
Fine.
All right.
It's a new chair.
Yeah, no, I get it. You got to break it in before you know how to sit in it. It's like
Hmm.
Birkenstocks. You're getting blisters
Hmm.
all over the place. Um,
Yes.
you know I don't know if you can just create a page for whoever you want or a profile for whatever guy you want, but if you can, do it and make a profile for yourself and talk about all your great qualities and how you have no bad qualities, and then make up a bunch of stuff about him, and then you're good, and tell her, hey, I heard about this new app, you should look me up, and just
I was scrolling through T earlier and I found your boyfriend on here. It says he got a speeding ticket and he hit a kid in a school zone.
it sounds awful.
Did he tell you about that? No, that's crazy.
It says he's wanted in Venezuela. Do you know anything about that?
It says here he has ties to Bashir al-Assad. Do you want to look into that? It says here on the T app that he got a deposit in his bank account from something called Mossad. Do you want to maybe look into that?
It says here that he was caught trying to sell a disc that he found in the gym locker room to the Russian embassy.
You just watch Burn After Reading?
Burn After Reading.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Fantastic film.
I love that movie. I watched it with Emma. She did not like that movie.
I put it on my
At
list of
all.
movies that I love, but Phoebe should never watch.
Yes. Because I had never seen it before, so I was like, "Oh, it's the Coen Brothers. I love the Coen Brothers. They make one of my favorite movies." And then, and then that guy dies in the closet, and Emma was like, "What is going on?" And I was like, "I don't know. This is my first time."
So in the movie, he says, George Clooney's character says, "I always carry my gun, but I've never fired it in 12 years of service." And then he says, "Oh, sometimes you just snap into action. You don't think." And I was like, "Oh, he's going to fire the gun in this movie at some point and kill someone." Yeah. And even though I knew it was coming, I didn't see it coming. I was still like, "Oh my gosh!"
And you never believe who dies. It's really funny, unless it's not. If you're not expecting it and you're a woman, you may.
It's not that. It's really funny because it's an anti-spy movie. There's no stakes.
Yeah,
you're gonna keep.
There's also very little espionage going on. Like
no, virtually none.
Yeah. John Malkovich is so good. Anyway, to answer your question, watch Burn After Reading with her. That'll win her over. The question is weird because it's like, am I allowed to win someone over? It's just like a straight, like, am I allowed to let someone else like me? Like, it's just a weird, like, you're asking permission for something that's relatively permissionless on your end. Like, you don't get to choose whether or not you woo her because you are you and she either likes you or she doesn't. You can do certain things that are maybe open it up to the wooing, right? If you're making her drinks and you're bringing them to her, you make the little snacks and, hey, do you want to come do this with me or that thing? So you can try to do that stuff, but she might not respond to it super well because she has a boyfriend,
I mean, something you could do is I mean, is it so crazy to just go up to her and be like, "Hey, I know you have a boyfriend. I like you."
You want to cheat on him?
No, not that. It's like, "Hey, I like you. You want to break up with him and date me instead?"
I'd see that in a shocking reversal. That's just not the strategy that I would.
If you do that, I since I have no dog in this fight and it doesn't affect me either way.
Yeah.
I'm married, 2 kids, whatever. I think you should do it, and you should tell us how it goes.
No, don't do that. I think.
Oh, it'd be so cool.
What should you do in this situation? Because you can't sabotage the other guy. You
No,
shouldn't
and
sabotage
also,
the relationship.
Doing the gym thing sucks. Like, no one likes, like, it's cute in the show because it's clear that he's a good guy and he's a bad guy. But, like, nothing in life is that cut and dry. And this guy is like, oh, my girlfriend's in college and she's probably faithful to me. And you don't want to be like the gym. You don't want to be the wooer awayer of a woman. You don't want to do that.
Also, I know somebody that did this and pulled it off, and they're married now.
Sure. But it's like, it's not, I don't think it's a good thing to do. Obviously, everyone knows Jim and Pam.
Can you guys both go? Can you, how can we get their inhibitions down without it being a little assaulty? You know?
you gotta get, this is actually, here's the thing. Season 2, episode 1 of The Office.
I don't want to talk about The Office anymore.
No, this is a great example. Everyone, is the Office is like the Odyssey in that everyone knows everyone knows it. You can reference it like later in later literature. People will reference The Office. So anyway, yes. Okay. So the first like actual Jim and Pam spark happens when she gets drunk at a Chili's. Famous. I feel God in this Chili's tonight. Everyone knows this. You got to go out in a group setting, get drinks, and the mistake was that Jim didn't go, hey, why are you getting drunk with me and like, you know, hanging out with me and falling all over me? You should probably break up with your fiance because you definitely have feelings for me. You know, like there should have been some kind of clear line. Yeah. Like she should have known. But then there was all these, because it was a TV show, she didn't do that. She had to keep going. What you got to do is you got to, what a real woman would do in that scenario, she would have feelings for another guy and she would have a crisis. And she would talk to all of her friends.
She would get the council together and
she would assemble the minions. They would talk and they'd all be like, you know what? This guy you're dating, he's not good for you. Or they'll say this guy's not good for you and you'll lose. It's all about the council.
Can I do a sidebar about the council for a moment? It's crazy to me that girls, when they're in that, all of a sudden they all have like the comfiest clothes known to man ready to put on. Like they're all of a sudden it's like, hey, I need to talk, and they're all in these like lush velvet tracksuits that are like perfect for sitting around and talking about boys. And it's like, where do they get that? Where do they go? How do they get these things?
TJ Maxx.
I guess so.
It's got to be TJ Maxx. So you gotta get a couple of people in on the council. That's another thing. You gotta have a couple of seats on that council. Mm-hmm. You don't want to go in there blind.
You need
all you need is two. All you need is two, really. If the council's no more than 5, you just need 2. She's on the fence. She's she can get swayed by 2. Even if the other 2 are against you, it's still a coin flip. You got to get 2.
You got to figure out who the most influential people are on the council as well. Because there's some people on the council that no matter what they say, she's not going to listen to them. They're there out of pity. They're pity council members. So you got to find the real council members. The council after the council.
I was trying to think of a politician to compare it to. I couldn't think of anything. I couldn't think of anyone fast enough. They're the Ted Cruz of the council.
Yeah, what you actually need is the Stephen Miller. Like you think you have the Ted Cruz, but you need the Stephen Miller. But I'm trying to think of like a concrete thing that you can do. This is really hard because I want you to steal this woman from her man.
I know we're like on your side, which is actually rare.
So pro you in this because it feels right. Like this girl should date someone that's closer to her and not her long distance.
I think the long distance
that
thing
she never sees, and the fact that you even think there's a chance means that it's like if she was in love with him head over heels.
Yeah, you'd have moved on pretty quickly.
You'd have moved on. So I think it's just like be in the friend group, find excuses to sit next to her, do the touch test as many times as you can.
You got to touch that arm.
I'm just thinking like if you're sitting next to each other in the car or something on your way to Dairy Queen, just like let your hand kind of brush her hand and see what happens. Does she
Just
jerk
pulls
it away? Does she jerk it away, or does she leave it? If your knee touches her knee on the couch at the Newman Center, what is she doing? Is she standing up and walking across the hallway? Or she's
be careful though, because the touch test you can fool yourself. We've all fooled ourselves on the touch test.
Yeah.
So take it with a grain of salt. Assemble your council.
Don't try to do anything elaborate. No, like overt displays of affection, like "oh, I love you," all these things. Don't do any of that. But you just need to subtly. This will be a long campaign. Study the great masters of propaganda. I'm reading a book about Alan Dulles, who's the head of the CIA.
I'm so glad you didn't say anyone from Germany. I was like, he's going to say Goebbels.
I got bad news. Is that Alan Dulles was very, very good friends with Goring and all those people. He actually, at Nuremberg, all of these guys were like, they're going to hang us for all the bad things we did. Oh no. And Alan Dulles was like, it's all good, guys. I got
They're going to name an airport after me, so you don't got to worry about
that. They're going to name an airport after me, and only like 10 of you is going to get killed. And the rest of you I need, because you are represent my wealthy German industrialist clients at my law firm, and I'm just kind of the head of the CIA sometimes. Crazy book, The Devil's Chessboard. Everybody should read it. You got to do that. You got to gain some skills. You got to plant the seeds. You got to play the long game. You got to do the touch test, and you got to get in on the council. If you do those things, I think in the next 3 to 4 years, you should be able to break up this.
You should be fine. You should be fine. Actually 1 to 2. I'm going to give it 1 to 2. All right, another question about young adult groups.
Oi.
Young adult group conception, tips starting a young adult group, tips, tricks, cheat codes in the boonies of Pennsylvania. Think factories, healthcare, just trees. Are you in Pittsburgh? Okay.
Boonies.
Most young adults move away.
I love that movie. I like it when they find Chunk.
Most young adults move away after college. Are you in Newcastle? Never mind. And generally only those who have started families ever move back. One idea I've had is planning local hikes after daily mass on Saturdays. Yeah, great. Awesome. Do that. Do your friends like hiking? Do that. A lot of great hiking in Northwest PA, where I assume you are. Not a lot of hiking in Eastern PA.
What would you do if you still lived in Pennsylvania and you were starting a young adult group? What would you do?
I would go on hikes. I would get one of the.
Is that really it?
Yeah, I would get Father Adam Potter to take us on a hike. The goat Father Adam, who went on
broke his toe in the Jordan River on our pilgrimage to Israel,
and couldn't go in the Dead Sea because it would have burned his foot off.
The Dead Sea sucked so bad. Can I just say that real quick? I know we talked about it every time I bring up the Dead Sea, but I hated the Dead Sea. It was the worst tourist attraction I've ever been to in my entire life, and I've been to the biggest ball of yarn. Terrible.
Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy to say that.
The Dead Sea. Oh, it was. You know what?
So honestly, the Dead Sea was when I was at my lowest.
That's crazy. You said that out loud. It's like going to a water park. Have you seen that South Park clip where I think it's, I don't know the name.
Where he goes to a water park and there's too many brown people? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
But instead of brown people, it was Italians.
At my water park, he sings a little song. It's a very funny song.
Yeah.
It was like that, but it wasn't. The problem wasn't the minorities. The problem was the salt getting into my butt. That was the problem. That was the issue. Is I would get in the water and it stung in my butt, and it was terrible. Other water doesn't do that. It's like, oh, this is nice. This is refreshing. The Dead Sea hurt me.
Yeah, physically. If you get the water in your mouth, you'll throw up. It's just they'll yell at you if you go on your belly because they don't want it to get in your eyes or your mouth because you'll be in serious and you'll seriously damage yourself.
Yeah. The mud, overrated. Oh, it's so rejuvenating. I felt no rejuvenation.
I felt no rejuvenation from the mud. I hated the mud.
I didn't like the mud. I didn't like the Dead Sea. I was out of money by that point on the trip, so I couldn't even buy like a drink or anything to do them because I was very self-conscious because Emma could see when a credit card charge happened back home, and I didn't want to just be like constantly swiping the credit card
at bars.
Like at bars is like, I'm having a great time on this religious pilgrimage, honey. So I was
no one liked my joke that I made.
Yeah, the lowest bar in the world.
The lowest bar. There's a bar there that's the lowest bar in the world. And I tweeted and I said, Catholic women when they turn 30. And no one thought it was funny. They all got mad at me.
Yeah.
And I was pissed. I was like, this is funny. Come on. Fine, I should have said 40.
No, 30 was appropriate. What were we talking about?
What was the question again? Oh, we were talking about Father Adam.
Father Adam's awesome.
Adam. So
Coolest
Father Adam
guy.
is a great priest in the Diocese of Pittsburgh. He is he is the greatest priest in the Diocese of Pittsburgh. I don't know any other great priest from the diocese. I'm just kidding. Father Anthony's good too.
Who?
The okayest priest.
The
world's okayest priest. Father Adam, I would call Father Adam and I'd say, Father Adam, will you take us on a hike to the top of Mount Washington?
Yes, go with a priest, and then you got mass on the mountain.
Mass on the mountain. Ooh.
On a Saturday
Raccoon
morning.
Creek State Park.
Yes. There's lots of things you can do. Pennsylvania, you could throw bottles at windows of old factories. You could find a homeless encampment to either join or disperse, depending on the temperament of your group. You could do meth.
Yeah, that's very popular nowadays.
That's a very good thing. I think there's nothing wrong because football season's coming up. Have people over watch the game, local team, Penn State, whatever it is. Hey guys, I'm watching. The game's going to be on. I'm going to have some food and some beers. Why don't you swing by? Maybe we get a game of Parcheesi going during halftime. Who knows?
Great.
Just
sports.
Use the things that are going on in your world in life.
Yeah,
and it's so simple. Just invite other people into it, and then tell others about it. Like that's all it really has to be. It doesn't have to be formal.
I was talking to Phoebe about this today, and this might be a take that people bristle at. But she was like, "Why is the men's group smaller than the women's group?" And I mean, there's a couple of reasons. Most of it is that there's like 66% women to, the men tend to be less religious. That's changing. However, I think it's the sit down and talk event is very girl coded.
Mm-hmm.
It's a feminine solution to a male problem. My husband is lonely. I'm going to send him to the men's group. It's like, it's good to get it. It's not bad, but it's like guys want to do things together. They want to go smoke cigar, eat burger. They want to go play golf. They want to go do something. And then eventually, like 10 years later, they'll start talking about their feelings. That's just how guys typically are. Not all guys, but it's mostly. So if you wanna start a young adult group, you have to have things that are to do. You can't be like, oh, if you're trying to start a young adult group, you can't be like, oh, we're gonna read Story of a Soul and talk about it, because no one's gonna read the book.
You can read That Hideous Strength though in a men's group.
You can have a book club. I think
the book just has to be about how there's a demonic force in the government.
And Merlin has to be a character in the book.
Can I talk about something real quick? A lot of people there's a common sentiment amongst the religious that aliens are they have to be demons. There's no other explanation for aliens.
Yeah, I think that's silly.
Other than that, they're demons, and I think that because those people are so loud and so convicted, I'm concerned that when the White House inevitably announces that aliens are real to distract from the Epstein list, that it's going to confuse a lot of people. And I just want to get out in front of it right now. This is Thursday, July 24th, 8:08 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm letting you all know that under Catholic teaching, there is a world in which God had created more creatures other than human beings on earth. He definitely did, because he created angels, right? So it's not, he can do it. There's nothing stopping him from doing it. And there's nothing, and it doesn't take away Christ's sacrifice. It doesn't take away the reality of grace. It doesn't take away the reality of heaven and hell and the sacraments and the church and all those things. All that is still very real and very true.
Yeah.
the existence of aliens rocks very little of what Catholic theology and teaching about Earth is. And so when people are kind of swinging in, like, oh, it has to be demons. Well, some things aren't going to square with that when they're like, they have spacecraft that they've built that have come from other places and they're metals.
Demons can't do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Demons can't do that. So, and if they can, then
to put you at ease.
I don't know. Put you at ease. Nothing to be worried about.
Those voices are not loud for most people. They're loud for you because you're on crazy Twitter. But like the biggest voice on the side of the aliens or demons invented by the Jews, he was blacklisted from Pints with Aquinas. So he's not getting anybody anytime soon. You know what I mean?
Who is that?
I remember he was that guy that you got all mad at Father Spitzer a while back, and you like swung at him. You were like, "I hate you!
Yes,
how dare you talk bad about my dad, my grandpa?"
I love Father Spitzer. Father Spitzer is the GOAT. He is
so great,
dude. I work with him in a professional capacity, so I'm not at the point, and I've not met him in person, but I would love to have Father on the podcast.
Oh, could you ask him, please?
You
talk to him all the time. Can you say, Father Spitzer, our podcast is so small and so not important. Could you please, well, he can't see how many listeners we have anyway. So could you please just come on the podcast? Can you please?
We're growing at a linear rate. And
yes, we're experiencing linear growth.
Yeah.
We're flattening the curve.
N equals 1. We are not. It is as linear as can be. Yeah. Did you see you didn't respond to my post, but we got to 1,700 subscribers on YouTube, and I tweeted about it because I do every 100 subscribers. I tweet about it.
I did respond to that.
No, then I made another post underneath it, and I tagged PineSap, and I was like, hey, do you want to join us on our podcast to celebrate this milestone? He didn't respond.
He should come on.
I'd love to talk to him.
Did you think you were kidding? I thought you were serious.
I'm 100% serious. If he wanted to come on the show, I'd talk to him because I think we'd actually have a great time. Oddly enough, despite the fact that he called me a dysgenic, unsuccessful podcaster, both of which are true.
When did he call you that?
Oh, during the whole kerfuffle with the Groypers a couple weeks ago.
Oh, a couple weeks ago. Wow, that's very rude.
It was before the whole thing popped off when he got fired and all that stuff from his job. So
yeah,
he
said he was riding the high of being on a Jubilee video one time.
Mm-hmm. We got to get you. How do we get you on a Jubilee video, man?
I almost applied for one.
Dude, you should.
It was the Christian nationalist one.
The next time there's one that you think you'd fit in on, you should apply because I think that format is like so perfect for you.
The application is still open. I think it's going to be like surrounded by Christian nationalists.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, what does that mean? What does that mean? They probably think I'm a Christian nationalist. Yes, whatever that means.
Yes.
If it like people accuse me of being a theocratic monarchist integralist all the time, and I'm like, whatever. From your perspective, probably. It's all subjective. All these words are meaningless because they're.
I think the new goal of the podcast is to get you on a Jubilee video. I think that's.
I don't want to go on it. Well, no, I would have fun if I was.
Shut up! It does not matter what you want. We are getting you on the show. You will be electric. You will drive people to the podcast with your insightful takes. You'll be funny. That's important. Yeah. A lot of people on there aren't funny because they're so get all angry.
Yeah, they're all mad.
I think you would be relaxed. You'd be like, so, tell me about yourself.
What is religion? What is a religion?
Yeah, you'd get back to first principles, which they would not like.
They would not like that.
Instead of conceding and accepting their assessment of you, you'd back them up and be like, well, hold on.
What do you even mean by this?
Yeah.
I got in trouble. I got in trouble
for a good argument.
I got in trouble for that when at a Franciscan they started a debate that was like, this house believes traditional gender roles are best for the family, and I was like, what do you mean by traditional gender roles? Like let's back this up. Like, dad going to work is like not traditional.
It's new, yeah.
It's very new.
Yeah,
and so
like
you have to like
1955.
you have to the gender roles were overlapped a bit more back then than they do now, where there's a clear delineation between home and work. Anyway, I digress.
Oh no,
So
Patrick.
that's what happened.
Oh, I've been using my MacBook Pro microphone this whole time.
Really?
Does that sound like I'm coming through this mic here?
Yeah, you're tapping it and it's making.
Oh.
Switch to your MacBook microphone.
Hold on. Does that sound any different?
Oh, that sounds much better.
Oh no.
Oh, that sucks. Right. 30 minutes in.
That's at least the bonus podcast will sound good.
Well, I will say MacBook Air microphone does not sound awful.
No,
it'll just sound like you're listening to a Zoom call. It'll be like when there's an interview, when we interview someone and they are using Apple headphones.
Yeah.
Except it was you. Sorry, man.
That's all right. I'm sorry to the listeners. I'm sorry to my mom. I'm sorry to the patrons who are certainly going to complain.
Now I'm mad at Pine Sap. Now I don't want him to come on our failed podcast.
Yeah, he was right.
How dare he?
We are unsuccessful.
How dare he say that to us? It's mean when another unsuccessful podcast calls us unsuccessful. You know what I mean?
True.
It's like, hey man, we're supposed to be on the same team.
Do we have one more question, or are we out of questions?
We're basically out of questions. I don't want to do a question. This one comes from any best practices for moving.
Oh, I just moved.
I tend to purge a lot, but I have a wife and kids now, and I can't really do that unless it's my own stuff. You can purge your kids' stuff. You can chuck it.
You can throw away anything your wife owns, and if she lifts a finger to oppose you, you have every right to go to the church and get a restraining order.
Tell her traditional gender roles. All right.
Best practices for moving? Hire movers if you can.
Yes, absolutely hire movers.
There's probably a guy in your town who does this awesome thing. It's called a lead magnet, and he gives away 20 boxes for free. And he just gives people his business card.
I might shoot you, actually. I might call your local mover and ask them if they'll give you 20 free boxes.
Tips or tricks? Emma did most of the packing, if I'm being honest. Like, she would fill up the boxes while I was at work, and then at night we would kind of like chat. I did the books, I think. No, she did the books. I don't know if I packed anything, if I'm being honest. I did a lot of loading, but I did not do very much packing. I also drove the U-Haul. Get a bigger truck than you think you're going to need. Make sure that your friends are coming to help, because our friends were late. And so we were kind of stuck. We couldn't really do anything we wasted like an hour or two of daylight because people didn't show up. So just have good friends, get a big truck, hire a mover, get 20 free boxes. Those are about the best things. It just sucks. There's no way to do it easily. Like, it's a painful thing that you have to go through. So just one box at a time is really the only thing you can do. But then on the other side of it, you get to live in a beautiful new house when your life will be better. Did you find another question?
I am looking for one. Can you vamp?
I am looking forward to the announcement of the aliens being real. Hey, everybody. It's Ethan from the Bropostles podcast, which is the podcast you're listening to right now. I would like to thank the Freedom Group for sponsoring this episode of Bropostles. This is for the fellows out there. Most guys they're fighting quiet battles. They are alone. And when it comes to pornography, lust, and feeling stuck in general, every guy struggles with this at one point or another. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. You just need a better strategy. The Freedom Group comes in. It's not an accountability group. It's not you power through it, ice cold showers, those types of things. This is a real coaching system that helps men eliminate your cravings forever. And they're going to help you with emotional resilience, a stronger faith, deeper purpose, better relationships, freedom for something, not freedom from something. So if you're frustrated with the way that most Catholic and
systems and accountability groups work for pornography and these types of issues. The Freedom Group is way better than that. I've already heard that someone has signed up because of the podcast and has started to find freedom. So
that's cool.
I know. So you should go to thefreedomgroup.co right now, thefreedomgroup.co. If they don't get you free from your cravings, they will work with you for free until they do. So this is like you sign up, you pay, they help you, and they will work with you until you are free of the thing that you are struggling with. So go to thefreedomgroup.co. If you're stuck in a cycle or you're just ready to get to that next level, this is the place to go. Thefreedomgroup.co. Get started today. This could be the most important move you make this year. Thank you to the Freedom Group for sponsoring this episode of Bropostles. I'm actually on the edge of my seat because everyone says that disclosure is coming. And I want something. Somebody's been posting in our Discord about someone that they know on the inside who's seen a recovered craft of non-human origin. The government has also confirmed in congressional hearings that they do have crafts of non-human origin. So it's like, when can I see it? You know, is that how we got the Toyota Land Cruiser? Is that where it came from? Is from space? That would make sense. I'd like to meet the aliens. I would like to take the aliens to the casino. I would like to play blackjack with the aliens. I would like to ask the aliens if they have any space gambling that they can teach me. I would like to convert my American dollars into credits so that I can do space gambling with the aliens. These are all the things I'm excited for.
Okay. Oh my gosh, hold on. Am I the asshole for dropping out of my friend's wedding the day before?
Ooh.
Okay. My best friend, 29, recently got married. I, 30-year-old female, have been her bridesmaid for about a year now, partaking in the bridesmaid duties, etc. Her wedding took place on a Saturday. On Thursday, my cat started acting strange. On Friday, I had to take it to the vet. The vet said she had a kidney infection and that she would be hospitalized and that she might die. Or I was terrified she might die. After going back and forth with myself and my fiance for hours, we made the difficult decision to call my friend and say I can't make it to the wedding. When I told my friend, she said I should take care of my cat. I asked her if she was mad, and she said I don't know how to feel. I love my friend, but I needed to be here I needed to stay here to be with my cat. It's heart-wrenching to think about my cat needing me and being too far away.
Dude.
Of course, I feel incredibly guilty missing the wedding. I feel awful. On the morning of the wedding, I sent her a text saying, I hope the wedding goes well. And she said, okay, thanks.
Whoa.
Dude, she's mad at you. I'm sorry. 2 weeks have gone by. She texted me this morning a little heated asking me, how's the cat doing? She was hospitalized, but it's now at home. She told me that she disagreed with my decision. I told her I'm so sorry. I feel awful about missing the wedding. I told her I love her. She asked me if I regret my decision, and I said no.
Whoa.
You didn't have to say no. You could have said anything. You could have said yes. You could have lied. Why didn't you lie? Anyway, one of the other bridesmaids texted me the morning of the wedding asking if I could take a later flight and miss the wedding but come to the reception, but I said it was too late. I'm 6 hours away, 3-hour time change, there was no direct flight, etc. My friend told me that people volunteered to her they would not have made the same decision and that what I did was effed up. I didn't know my cat would be okay until Saturday at 11 a.m. At that point, it was too late. Again, I could not leave my cat if she needed me. I would never expect anyone in my life to abandon their animal. So I was surprised when she said that she wouldn't have made the same decision. Am I the asshole? What do you think Reddit said?
Oh, Reddit probably affirmed her and was like, you're right. The cat needed you. Your friend is a bad friend for not understanding your situation. Those types of things.
The final verdict was asshole, but it was split 45-45 with a bunch of other needs more info. Nobody's the asshole, but it was 45-45. But I guess it tilted towards yes. But like, what's the top comment? I'm a cat person, always have been, but if I had to choose between being in my friend's wedding or staying with my cat, I would choose the friend.
One of the biggest regrets of my life, I don't have a lot of regrets, but when I was a Focus missionary, when Focus training was at Ave Maria, Florida, which was about an hour away from the closest airport, and I didn't have a car. So I was invited to be in a friend's wedding as an usher. So I wasn't a groomsman, but I was meant to be an usher. And I would have had to find a car, drive to the airport, get a plane ticket to Kansas City, and then I would have had to find someone to pick me up and drive me to a rural Kansas town to be in this wedding.
From the middle of nowhere to the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to figure out how it was going to work. I'd also have to miss a day of training. I technically wasn't allowed to leave because training was, you could only leave for a wedding if you're a groomsman, or higher, like ushers didn't count.
Or you're the groom, I guess.
I didn't really care too much about that rule, but I was like, I was going to have to miss training and I really wasn't supposed to. And it was all these other things. And I had to call my buddy who I live right down the street from now. And I had to be like, I can't come. And I'm just like, I think back at that. I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. Like I should have figured out a way to make it happen. And it would have sucked to get all the way there and then get all the way back. I don't know how I would have done it, but I would have figured out a way.
Yeah, you would have figured it out. Yeah.
And
I missed my college. I missed my undergraduate graduation to go to a friend's wedding.
Yeah.
And my family was so mad.
Yeah.
They were like, you only graduate once. And then I was like, I got a master's degree. So no, turns out no. I had another one. And my son got to be there for that one. So that was cool.
I think this person's obviously wrong. It's so I don't like knowing that I live in a society with these types of people.
I know.
That like if I got in a car crash and it was between like pulling me out of the flames or feeding their cat, they would feed their cat. Like, oh, the cat was hungry. Sorry I let you expire on the asphalt. But
yeah. But my
Mittens was hungry. I don't like sharing a society with these people. I think there should be, I don't know what you call it, maybe like a group of buildings that were all concentrated in one area. And we could send these people to that place and they have cats there and they could have Marvel movies and you could read Harry Potter and they could live there and we could kind of concentrate them and it would be kind of like a summer camp for them. And we could leave them there.
They would call it a concentration.
Well, no, I wouldn't call it that. But they'd be well fed. They would.
It's just a concentration of people.
Yeah, they could DoorDash. They could DoorDash as much as they want. They could. They could get that. They could get tattoos. That would be nice. No kids, obviously, so you don't have to do any bunk beds or anything like that because nobody there's having kids. But it'd be nice. It'd be a nice little oasis for those people. And then we don't have to worry about it. If I get in a car crash, then I know someone is going to come save me.
Do you want to do one more?
Yeah, we go and do one more.
Okay. I just typed in husband to the Am I the Asshole Reddit. I was like, this one's going to be fun.
The huz.
Am I... Oh, that was deleted. Okay. Am I the asshole for lying to my husband?
Yes.
On New Year's this year, 2 days ago, we had biscuits and gravy for breakfast. My husband was telling me he wanted to be more firm. He wanted me to be more firm with him about things he procrastinates about. Today I made biscuits and pulled in the leftover gravy. He got on to me about how I know he doesn't like leftovers and he'll just make something else. Then he proceeded to ask Alexa how long gravy is good for. And she says 2 to 3 days, depending. So he goes, see, even she says it's bad.
That's
so I'll tell him
crazy.
So I tell him I'll make new gravy, but I didn't. I reheated the old gravy.
Uh-huh.
Once he finished, he dug through the trash to see if the gravy was in there. He yelled at me for lying to him. This is one of those things he procrastinates about. He says all the time that he needs to get better about eating leftovers. I also work in food, and I'm a food safety certified at the manager level for my state. So I know proper storage, safety, and depth. These people didn't graduate college.
Yeah.
I also work. that seems.
It's just a very Reddit thing to be like, I'm state certified in food safety.
I'm state certified in food safety.
Anybody can make gravy and reheat gravy. You do not need...
Everybody knows that food you made 2 days ago is fine.
Is fine.
Your husband is crazy.
I've eaten things at the back of the fridge that would make your toes curl, bro.
I one time ate chicken nuggets that had been left out overnight and was fine.
Oh, that's not even that bad.
But one time I ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that had been in the car for 4 hours, and I did get food poisoning. That's
nice.
The car was on sometimes. I was just, anyway. I know proper storage safety and definitely if food is good or not. I realized I shouldn't have lied, but then I was wasting food and doing extra work for no reason. Am I the asshole? What do you think?
This is funny because it's ostensibly a question about procrastination, but it's really not about procrastination at all. This question has nothing to do with the husband's
procrastination. You're using the word wrong.
She's like, she's couching it in this like, okay, so my husband asked me to help him not procrastinate. I lied to him and it's his fault because he told me to help him be accountable about the thing that I lied to him about. It's like, well, wait a minute. So
he's procrastinating about, what's he procrastinating about? Oh, I should really get better at eating leftovers. Yeah. That's not really a procrastinate. Like procrastinating is like he's not doing his taxes.
He asked you to make new gravy and you reheated old gravy and lied to him about it. What you should have done was say, hey, don't ask Alexa questions when I'm standing right here about us. Like,
dude, asking Alexa questions like that, and that's so mean. Like, I like my wife will do that sometimes where I'll say something that I know is true and she'll be like, I don't know if that's true, and then she'll be like, hold on, let me look it up, and then I just sit there and I wait. I get the face. It's amazing. It's beautiful.
It's just insane to behave that way, to be in an argument with your spouse and then ask a robot to help.
Like a real argument, not a funny one.
Yeah,
like,
to mitigate.
Was Maryland a Catholic colony or something like that?
Right.
Something I was famously wrong about. It's not, it's like but do you want to guess what Reddit said? What do you think they said?
Oh, this is okay. So we got to sort through the layers here. They probably think that it's the husband's fault. They probably think it's the husband's fault that he did it, that he did something wrong.
We got to remember the options. There's you're the asshole, not the asshole, everyone sucks, and no asshole here.
I think everyone sucks here.
Everyone sucks. That's what they gave. It was 33% her and then 32% everyone. So I think they just lump that in and say everyone sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, he's definitely not off the. What little baby doesn't like 2-day-old gravy? The gravy is great. The gravy is great that. Later. Oh my gosh!
If I had old gravy, I would crack open that Tupperware. I'd stick my.
I got this shirt at Old Gravy.
The what now?
I got this shirt at Old Gravy. I love that store.
All right. That's it for the pod. We got to do the bonus show. I got to go to the bathroom before we do the bonus show. If you like this podcast, you want to support Catholic comedy that takes both the faith and being funny seriously, you can go to patreon.com/Bropostles. $10 a month, which is not that much. That's basically 5 years ago. $5 a month is equal to $10 a month now. So like, if you think about it,
yeah, geez,
you're really only giving a couple bucks. So $10 a month, it helps us. We get to continue to grow. We're going to surpass 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, now's the time. But we're going to keep making podcasts, and we want to do it for you, our patrons, the people who we love and support, and we talk to the most often on our Discord. Patreon.com/Bropostles, $10 a month. That's where you need to go. Patrick, you got anything else?
Thank you so much. We really appreciate all your support. It means a lot. The only reason why we keep doing this is because we love you guys so much. So thanks for watching.
Otherwise, I would quit right now. Okay, love you. Bye.